y'all are two Black women in the NFT space, and you both have done really well. But there aren't many Black women in this space at all. There aren't many Black people, period. But most of the Black people in the space have been men. So can you talk about what that has been like, and what it's like being a Black woman in the NFT space?
Lizzie, would you like to start?
You can start. I'm gonna let you start.
I mean, it's, being a Black woman, I think we have we don't bullshit shit. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't bullshit, and I don't fake stuff. I'm very authentic. I speak what I feel, what I know. I think when it comes to the NFT space, there's a lot of ass kissing, which I cannot do and I will not ever do to certain people. I don't care how much accolades you got. And that's something I think is a very difficult thing to navigate, because obviously being in this space, you have to, communicate and connect with people and kind of humble yourself with the OGs, so to speak, because there's an OG system to this. Obviously, there's people who have been a part of this community for years, and they're all predominantly older white men. And so, out of respect for the space, obviously you want to respect them because they set a standard, they made way, but at the same time, I want them to make sure that they're opening their eyes and not just being so buddy with people that they can communicate naturally with. Like, I communicate differently than you, and that doesn't mean that you should support somebody else because we don't talk the same. Like, that's where I'm having an issue, is like, I'm just not a bro. I'm not a white bro, and I'm not gonna be a white bro ever. And I'm gonna be a Black woman. And we care about different stuff. We see the world a little different, but they're just gonna have to humble themselves a little bit more and open their eyes to what they have to do. They just have to be uncomfortable. And they don't want to be, but they need to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I think.
Yeah. I totally feel that. I think, like, me entering this space, everything was really new with NFTs. So kind of like listening to the discussions, I start to realize, I'm like, oh yeah, does feel very white around me, which is not bad. But then I'm like, okay, but where are my Black people? Where are more Black women in this space? I know there have to be, but like, I feel like we get pushed aside and lost in a lot of the conversation, or even discussion most of the time, which is weird to me, because I'm like, I know I've met some dope ass artists. Why don't we ever get attention, or the space to collaborate? Because I've seen people in the same space of me kind of enter the space and and they're white, and they're a white male, and I'm like, okay, well, that's the congratulations to you, because this space is for everyone, literally. But, what are you going to do to make sure you met someone that you're like, hey, I know this space. I just know this space is not going to be as welcoming to you as it is to me. How can I do some work? Because people, again, they need to know that they need to do some work for other people, just because, like, it's the right thing to do. It's what I feel without question. I'm like, oh, I made money? Please, like, if you need to know about NFTs, come talk to me. If you're an artist, like, please talk to me, because I would love to tell you why you need to get into this space. I would love to explain to you how to get into this space. And I've done that for so many people already. And I'm like, so, okay, well, maybe mindset's different, but why do we have to say, like, oh, maybe it's the mindset. It shouldn't be that way. But alas, here we are.